Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, into Heroes Lounge Division 6. My name is Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we're going to be looking at the members of Lagomorpha, and on the right is going to be More Than a Fish, as we are here in our first best of 3 of the day, as I mentioned in Division 6. So, we'll have to see what we get between these two teams. We got a Nubrak, Tychus. We'll see a Blaze, Gul'dan, and Rhaegar. And for More Than a Fish, we do have that Hogger, Anduin, Greymane, Sylvanas, Muradin.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, here in Division 6, we're going to get into some shenanigans at the start. We do have, well, we do know that there's going to be a mass rotation into the top lane, and Nubrak and friends do not see any of this. They'll see the Sylvanas at the last second, and then a rapid rotation to the top lane to try and stop any sort of siege potential from the side of More Than a Fish, who are going to be looking for about 50% of this fort front gate and top lane. We'll see if it pays off for them, being able to get this early siege. If the first objective phase is in this top lane, this little bit of pre-siege is nice. It's a nice addition. Gul'dan going to be going into Echoed Corruption at level 1. Going to be picking up those stacks. He needs 40 of them, and the first Punisher will be Arcane in the mid lane. We do have that minion wave already crashed into the fort front gate, and experience to be grabbed by Boz on the Hogger. Greymane just going to keep his inner beast active as long as he can. You see that glow on the weapon, poking at the wave here and there. Gul'dan going to pick up a stack or two more. Already at 7 early on for Echoed Corruption. Not a bad pickup, or at least not a bad stacking for Chirps right there. And seems like we have a bit of a different setup for Infernal Shrines. We don't often see a single 4-man top lane with double soak between mid and bottom from the solo laners. But honestly, I'm not too upset about it. This is a nice little adaptation we're seeing from the side of More Than a Fish. Every single game today, constant Anduin. Well, he is the Manduin. He is the Manduin. He's just such a strong healer, honestly. Leap of Faith, double Leap of Faith at 16. Desperate Prayer is a nice, good, chunky heal. AoE to the allies with Divine Star. You have a baseline root on his kit. He's also got a self-root, as I mentioned, with Desperate Prayer, but still. That's just overall a really, really good hero for the healer role. I do wish we got to see more things like Whitemane more often. I do find that she's really cool she's a really cool, unique healer. We just don't get to see her very often. Same thing with Ariel. Two healers I very much enjoy watching. Don't enjoy playing Whitemane, but a skilled Whitemane player is always enjoyable. More of a self-stun? Desperate Prayer is a self-stun, because you lock yourself in place doing Desperate Prayer. I saw this morning on Twitter that someone was like, there was like a year-old petition for Microsoft to save HOTS, and someone was posting that on Twitter today, and I was like, why? The copium is insane. The copium's insane. All I know is if they actually revive heroes, I gotta play 2-3 hours of Phoenix on stream. Alright, our first objective's up and available. As I mentioned, Arcane Punisher. We'll see the Fallen Shaman camp on the right of our map right now, grabbed by More Than a Fish, but the blue team will get the initiation, or at least the start on this objective. I say the start, the jump. Blaze gets a few of these skeletal defenders, but now with Gul'dan on the point, things are going to rapidly rise. Objective phase-wise for the side of Lagomorpha. Hogger looking for an infinite bounce, doesn't get it. Boz ending up on the right side, at least a safe side of this objective phase. 22 out of the 40. These skeletal defenders will be rapidly rising to the blue side. I'm staring at a Nubrak, looking for his initiation. He does find it, followed up by Blaze's Jet Propulsion. A good double stun into the enemy, but no kill to be found. A very low Rhaegar with not a whole lot of mana needs to back away. The Chastise connecting into Chirps. But 35 out of 40 skeletal defenders, and it seems like our blue team will back away, tap well, and look for that extra sort of bolster. Look for the bolster in the potential siege. Greymane dives out. That might have been a huge mistake. Leap of Faith saves Greymane as we enter 4 minutes into the game. Level 7 almost here. Blaze back on the top already, working on that Fallen Shaman that did get a bit of siege. One skeletal defender necessary. Tychus chunking through the Sylvanas. Doesn't have a grenade to follow up, or at least not at that moment. Nubrak tries to chase in, but it's not going to be enough. Good AoE heal from Anduin with the Divine Star. I looked down at the talents. I don't know if Punisher actually jumped right there. Might have been. Well, easy enough. The Arcane Punisher pushes in through mid lane. Gul'dan, negative 25, is self-inflicted from his level 7, if I'm not mistaken, because you're trading spell power for healing. I guess achievable healing? No. Healing in general, but anyways. 7's up on both sides. Purification for the Rhaegar. It's a nice little talent as well. There's a lot of cool things that Purification does do. If Purge removes slow, stun, root, or silence effect on an ally, you heal them for 304. Using Purge on the enemy deals 452 damage to shields, reducing the healing received by 40% for 2 seconds. And then you also have the passive, which reduces it by 15 seconds. So your Purge is now on a 45-second cooldown for the rest of the game, and you've also got all those other fun abilities as well. So might be able to use the Purge on a target, reduce the healing from an Anduin Desperate Prayer. That's definitely an applicable way to play it. But it also could just be getting the value from the allied Purge with a little extra healing. Divine Star from Anduin. There's that Desperate Prayer, as I mentioned as well. Fog trying to back away, and we'll be able to do so on Tychus. Little staggering blow pushes back Gul'dan, but the Tychus steps in. The damage over time is huge. In the rhythm is stacking up as well. Greymane, oh, a little bit of trash on the ground from Hogger, takes out Tychus, but still, we get a 2-for-1 favoring the members of Lagomorpha. With 10 talent tier on the left-hand side first, we'll cycle through those other numbers if you're looking at the damage. If you want to look at the damage, healing, and experience, that will be available at the bottom of your screen. While we're waiting for our Mortar Punisher, shouldn't be far off from announcement. Should not be far off from when we get our next objective, and if I'm not mistaken, we should also have 10s for both sides. The waves are fairly pushed up in mid and bottom. Easy grab experience. Well, Gul'dan actually picks up a few more stacks on his Echoed Corruption, poking at the Sylvanas. Blaze might have delayed out Hogger long enough in this top lane, and Hogger, I think, should go down. Tychus activates the minigun and chews through Hogger's health pool. All right. Tychus making some making some very significant plays for his team. And I know he's just standing still with minigun, but being able to do so is very, very nice for him right now. Not really being bothered at all. He just sits there and just keeps autoing while everyone else is focusing on something else. Good Gilnean Cocktail to splash through a lot of our blue crew. But an Ancestor Healing will come out from Rhaegar. Gul'dan poking with some Fel Flames here and there. Mind Control Sylvanas onto Rhaegar. She's going to look for some great damage to Horrify out from Gul'dan, and now that Sylvanas going down, she made a huge mistake trying to go fishing for that Rhaegar. And Tychus finds another kill for his allies. 54 seconds, or 54 stacks on his minigun. So I believe he's like somewhere at the... I think he's got like 4.5 seconds of minigun duration, because it's 3 seconds baseline. And then 100 stacks would add 3 seconds as well, so I think 4.5 seconds roughly is what we should have. Second objective in the bottom lane, this will be that Mortar Punisher, as I mentioned. 13 talent tier, half a level away or so. And this is going to be an easy Punisher. Fort Front Gate had already gone down. The momentum is rising really quickly here in this Division 6 matchup. Gul'dan wave clears on point. Tychus still poking at the enemies here and there. I wonder if Commandeer Odin will be summoned for the siege on this. There it is. Commandeer Odin will come out. Mind Control Curse Bullet into the face of a Nubrak. Huge Light Bomb Hortipult into the enemy, and that's going to solidify the Nubrak. Gul'dan double kill. Muradin inside this cocoon, but Sylvanas keeps chasing out. Does she have a Haunting Wave? Doesn't look like it. Seems like the target will be the Punisher, who should have a jump back in just a second. Hogger with a bounce through, a little bit of damage from him. Rhaegar splits off to grab a camp on the left-hand side of our map. Tychus looking... Okay, he's going to exit Odin and tap well, look for the healing over time. Blaze with Soak in the top. What's up, Ninja? Happy Sunday to you, my friend. Hope you're all having a good day. Thanks for swinging through. Impaler camp in the mid lane, as bottom lane will be Hogger starting to grab a camp. Tychus is going to arrive. Anduin... Oh, it's... Oh, no. He's got the entire team right behind him. Greymane and crew are right above, but I don't know about this. More than a fish might be more than dead on this point. Gul'dan finishes at his level 1 stacks. The Horfeye comes out, splits the Anduin, but a lot of damage over time is being applied. Bunker down from Blaze may have a safety area for this Anub'arak, but no, the bug can't get inside, doesn't know how to work the doors, no opposable thumbs. Sylvanas goes down to the damage over time of Gul'dan and Muradin with Avatar trying to run away, and he can't do it. You just got home from the trip. Welcome back. How was it? Did anyone fall in? Frozen Punisher, 3rd Punisher of the game. And the 4th one will then be Arcane, 5th is Mortar, 6th is Frozen. So we have our order of operations here on the map. I'm just checking messages really quickly. 7 to 4 in kills. Not 7 out of, 7 to 4 in kills. A mind control will be out onto Rhaegar, but Sylvanas once again getting beaten up. Hortapult, oh my god. A little late on that one, unfortunately. No Hortapult light bomb combo, and the mid lane fort is going to be poked down by Gul'dan. Nicely done by Crazy Rex Lady and friends. 16 talents here to our blue side as well. Fallen Shaman for the top lane. Blaze, though, maybe getting ambushed in bottom here. Gonna cancel the mount. Hits the Jet Propulsion right on Muradin. Staggering blow. Follow-up Stormbolt. Anduin with the Chastise. Bunker is forced out from Blaze. He's able to avoid the Cursed Bullet. No body block from Muradin, but unfortunately, he can't delay out long enough for his allies to rotate down. I would have rather seen the allies just push up this top lane. The entire enemy team rotating to bottom. You see them on the Blaze, you just start pushing heavily in top lane. The wave was up and available. I think you just sacrifice your Blaze and take some structural advantage in this moment. But either way, that's not going to be the case, and we do see our 3rd objective of the game coming up on the top of the map. Dragon, thank you for the tier 1 gifted sub. I appreciate that support, my friend. We'll resend your alert when we get out of game. Thank you, Dragon. Thank you for 69 gifted subs in this channel. Very nice. Very, very nice. Super nice. Had a bunch of tubes, rope clipped together, a bunch of cooler floats, lazily drifted. Oh, that sounds awesome. That sounds like a really good time, bud. Bit of poke from Gul'dan here. 16s apiece in our levels. Big Jet Propulsion from Blaze. Forces Avatar out from Muradin. Here comes an Ancestor healing as well. It's even talent tiers for the time being. Mind control right into Crazy Rex Lady, who gets inside this bunker. We have a little bunker party out. Hogger gonna bop around. We've got Skara X on the bottom right of our screen. Blaze almost getting a double kill for his allies. Sylvanas goes down. Hogger will take out this Gul'dan. It's 2 for 1, and you gotta be happy about that if you're on the side of Lagomorpha. Hogger spinning back in. This is a bad idea. Jet Propulsion from Blaze says hello to 2 enemies. Boss trying to back away with some trash on the ground. They do steal away the Punisher, so there is that value for more than a fish. And Anub'arak will get jumped on. Greymane trying to poke here and there, but this Punisher should get some damage onto the fort. Still think we actually still have a live fort, as this wave is keeping the Punisher back for but a moment. So our Frozen Punisher locks down this fort for a couple seconds. You're going to see it get a few more autos out. It's going to lock it down once again with this AoE. Frost Nova, and that is the end of that Punisher phase. Take a look back at our talents if you want to look at any of those questing talents. 88 stacks for Tychus. So he's still approaching 6 seconds of duration. Let's see if my caster math is right on that. I don't think it is, but it is. Haha. Okay, yeah. I can do simple math sometimes. 2 stacks for Anduin's Piercing Light. 9 to 6 in kills. Or I guess 6 to 9 in kills. More than the fish with that 6. Is there going to be a camp invade? Blaze is doing some double soak duty, so no. Looks like this will be given away by our blue squad. More than a fish in the red will grab this camp. Still about a half a level lead or so. Let's actually see how much of a... that's the wrong button. There we go. See how much there is, actually, because we have this mid lane wave that's still going to get caught. Let's see. Mercenaries is pretty close. Heroics about 2,000. Minions is about 1,000, but it's favoring the side more than fish. Structures pretty close. Doesn't really matter. Passive is favoring our blue squad. So still about a 3k difference between the two teams. This Commandeer Odin will be summoned out from Tychus. Little leap of faith from Anduin as well. Zoom back in onto our fight. Ancestor Healing will connect onto Nubarak in time. The bunker's available from Blaze. Well... I love that we got a Commandeer, we got an Odin inside of a bunker. I don't think you can do that in StarCraft 2. Could you imagine you just put like a Thor inside of a bunker? You'd love to see it. You'd love to see it. But our 5th Punisher of the game, 5th, is that right? I think it's 5th. Yeah, Mortar Punisher 5th. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Fallen Shaman for the top lane. Still half a level to go. Big jump. Oh, no, it's not that big. It just says hello to the enemy. Mind control into a Nubarak from Sylvanas. Tychus gets hit with a Chastise. A little too far forward, trying to back away. Sylvanas haunting waves in, but I think she might have made a grave error with that one. The Windrunner value. Sylvanas also activates her Will of the Forsaken, able to get that movement speed to back away a little bit faster than mount speed. Crazy Rex Lady does get picked off. Sylvanas traded. Was that an Earth Grasp totem kill? I do believe it was. Rhaegar drops the totem and finds the counter kill. It's 1 for 1 in this engagement. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, Catapult has arrived at the Keep Front Gate, dealing 570 damage into these structures. And with a Nubarak dead, Sylvanas on the opposing side, this is still pretty good shrine clear and control for Lagomorpha, but this Gul'dan, is he going to get caught out? No, he's fine. He's got his Rhaegar right around him, and Ancestor Healing just coming off cooldown as well. And that 20 talent here, Farseer's Blessing. You got the Haunt from Gul'dan, which also reduces armor. Fortified Bunker, you're going to look at that big red button, and of course, Rewind for a Nubarak. Yeah, no, that sounds really good, Ninja. I'm glad you had a good time, bud. Hopefully it was relaxing and good on the brain. 20s on both sides. Murden with his own Rewind. You've got Blunderbuss for Greymane, as you see that little splash beyond. Mind Control, Call of the Dark Lady. It's like, technically it's like a 13, 12 second cooldown or something like that. Interfire, Light Bomb, and then no control for Hogger, as he has a controlled bounce around this objective area. Gonna throw down the trash as Curse Bullet from Greymane will connect. That's a Hortapult in. Commandeer Odin gets 0 value, drops a big red button. And a no control from Hogger will spin through the enemies. More than a fish, doing pretty good here with a Light Bomb as well. A very stunned Blaze tries to back away, and he falls as well. This is all falling apart on the side of Lagomorpha. More than a fish is definitely more than a fish. Hogger with an insane bounce, but he doesn't actually stop it early to pressure out Gul'dan. It's actually Murden jumps in with a Stormbolt. Oh, is it here? Is it happening? Chat, it is.
Blue team kill.
A full team wipe in favor of more than a fish. Sylvanas uses Black Arrows to quickly get some early siege onto the mid lane fort. You have the lowest is about 15 seconds on Tychus, the longest about 45 on Rhaegar. Death timer wise. Top lane fort on a touch of HP here. How much HP does this actually have? We're looking at 455. I don't think the minion wave will target onto this. Maybe Hogger splits away. No, he's going to join in with the allies. Hortapult, Light Bomb, Curse Bullet, Mind Control, and Avatar about to be off cooldown. Everything else I had mentioned is already off. Black Arrows will be activated by Sylvanas. I was about to say, that cooldown should have been just about finished from when she sieged earlier before the Mortar Punisher. Curse Bullet, Mind Control, good night, Blaze. He put his toe just a little too far out, and it's gonna get slammed, ripped off. Oh, that's awful. Never mind. We're not gonna talk about that. Blaze stepped out of the gateway and just was immediately destroyed. All right, Punisher jumping over once again. This is going to be the target onto Rhaegar. Light Bomb. No Hortipult. Actually, it's the Hortipult's late. You still get the stun onto a Nubrax. Sylvanas going down to Tychus, but he will fall as well. No control. Hogger getting some decent bounces, tanking some tower shots from the keep. Punisher jumps over as well. A Nubrax, I think, trying to burrow away, but Greymane chases him down. It's another quadra kill. Make it another
Team kill.
Achieved by the side of More Than a Fish. They held on till the late game, and it all paid off in 2 critical fights. GG, well played. Map number 1 goes over to More Than a Fish.
Somebody, please get this man a
Sub. Dragon, thank you again for the tier 1 gifted sub. Appreciates that. Only 1 second really quickly. Let me swap some alert. Let me swap an alert around. That one, save. Okay. We haven't seen Hans Gruber in a while, so we'll swap those alerts around really quickly. Really nice team fights. Yeah, it was a good matchup. It was a fun one. Definitely a good time. All right, let's get into a map 2. Maybe we can do some gambling. Maybe we can do some gambling for the second map. Maybe we can do some gambling for the second map. But that was a nicely controlled late game from More Than a Fish. Gotta be honest about that one. Let's see, there's Kael'thas, Convection. Oh, took the wrong level 1. Alright, he's gonna go Globes on Braxis Holdout. Globes on Braxis Holdout for a Kael'thas. Where are my downloads? Hello. Where'd you go? Alrighty, the players did not swap sides. You'd like to see it.
okay.
Alright, so Globes for Kael'thas. Globes for Kael'thas on Braxis. How many KT level 1 stacks? It's Braxis Holdout. Let's say 40 or more? 39 or less? I don't know. I honestly have no idea. You know what? Let's say 45. Let's say 45. 45 or more, 44 or less. Alright, we'll get some gamble going for this one. Let's have some fun, everybody. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into Heroes Lounge Division 6. On the left-hand side of Braxis Holdout, we got Lagomorpha. We'll be seeing Lagomorpha, actually. There's no I in there. Sorry about that. We have an Anduin, Genji, Ragnaros, Kael'thas, and Diablo. To the right side of the map, we have More Than a Fish looking to close things out in a 2-0 in this best-of-3 series here in Heroes Lounge. Got ourselves a Whitemane, Tychus, Muradin, Rhaegar, Yrel. Double support composition from our red team. Now, we don't really care about who wins, who loses. The real thing...
Hey, listen.
The real thing is... how many stacks will Kael'thas have on Mana Addict by the end of the game? Now, you might be saying, Bahamut, how could he get 45 if it maxes out at 20? Well, you only need to get to 20 for the activatable. It is an uncapped quest. You can keep building up those stackings. So, if you'd like to spend some channel points, if you got some channel points from the raid, if you got some channel points for following the channel, you can go ahead and spend those and, you know, get yourself some bandit bucks. Those are good to redeem for the Baharas giveaway that's going to be happening on Saturday. We'll have a redemption through channel points for free. And then we will also, you know, there's also bandit redemptions and stuff, so. Alrighty. An overpower, fire stomp, push around from Diablo. Looking to pressure onto the high man. Doesn't seem like Muradin's too phased by all this. Did he go level 1? Yes, he did go for third wind at level 1, so a bit more sustainability for him outside of those team fights with a higher healing threshold, as well as faster healing as well. And the two main things on that level 1. Chastise from the Anduin. Rhaegar trying to body block a little bit, but Genji's got the Swift Strike out. Trying not to spread the Living Bomb as much as possible. Shadow Charge initiated into Rhaegar. Want to peek into the top lane really, really quickly. Hopefully we don't miss anything in the bottom lane kill-wise, but this is going to be Ragnaros up against Yrel. I feel like Ragnaros might have a bit of a struggle with that as he is going Shifting Meteor level 1. Pokes into the bush, finding Yrel and finding a few stacks on top of that.
Please let this work.
Just when you mentioned Whitemane, she's here in the next game. You love to see it. Max range Stormbolt also connecting onto Muradin, or onto Diablo. That will be the Leap of Faith. And Channel onto the Zerg Wave, favoring more than a fish here. Rapidly rising in that percentage here on Brax's holdout map number 2. Yrel still controlling. She's got a lot of great CC, especially with the Righteous Hammer to pop back Ragnaros anytime he steps in, but the Avenging Wrath is a good wave clear as well. Trying to also push Ragnaros with that Righteous Hammer into the tower shot range. Whoa! Goodbye, Kael'thas. You're going to be looking at
First blood.
favoring more than a fish. Scientific name for a hair-type man. Whoa, really? Lord Hakos, thanks for the... I didn't know that. Full Zerg wave in the bottom lane. You got your Banelings, your Hydras, your Lings, Ultras, and Guardians coming on through. In the top lane, you do have an Ultra. We'll get the Bile Drops as well. That was something added into Brax's holdout a very long time ago. I believe Guardians and Ultras are the ones that summon those. I do believe, yeah. Oh, nice. Ragnaros Molten Core will not be interrupted by anything. No grenade from Tychus. No Stormbolt from Muradin, but look how quickly Ragnaros Molten Core form will be shredded. Granted, we look back at the Zerg Wave, we got one Ultra trying to flank onto this command center, but the planetary command center is a little too much. I guess the fort, whatever you want to call it. It's like a baby planetary. Isn't it? Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, I was looking at structures. Sorry, my brain was like, wait, are the keeps actually planetaries? And it's kind of the same thing. Kind of the same thing. It's a bunker. It is, yeah, it is. You're right, it is. It's a bunker with the thingy on top. That's right. That's the campaign bunker, isn't it? Because that's one of the Terran things you can get in Wings of Liberty, right? On top of your bunker. Yeah. That's the Altar of the Storms is a command center. Oh, shit, you're right. Holy crap. Oh, that's some lore I didn't know, actually. Holy crap, yeah, I didn't realize that. Your Nexus is the command center. Huh, today I learned. Are there really SCVs? I know there's minerals, right? Oh, no, yeah, there are. There's little SCVs, but why do they have legs? Why do they have legs? Why do the SCVs have feet? How could you have missed that? Well, I mean, there's a lot of things in Heroes of the Storm that people overlook. Literally, Alora yesterday, or a couple days ago, was like, Towers of Doom? Like, the walls are houses? I didn't even realize this. Yeah, there's a bunch of really cool details in Heroes of the Storm. Towers of the Missile Turrets? Yeah, that one I've seen. Oh, it's cool. I flame all the time that Microsoft's not going to do anything with Heroes of Storm. It is such a great game, though. There's so much cool stuff in this game. When it comes to map and little lore stuff here and there. Like, Towers of Doom is basically a battle between the Gravekeeper and the Ravenlord. And they all have their own uniqueness to each side. And you also have the universe as well, like Ravenlord controls or Cursed Hollow, Gravekeeper has Haunted Mines. It's alright. Microsoft will totally save Heroes. We'll get another Diablo event, which was like the most successful event that they ever did, in my opinion. Battlefield of Eternity and Infernal Shrines being released was, oh god. Those are the good old days. Yrel jumps in. Got some pings onto Diablo, maybe gonna prioritize him in this fight here. Righteous Hammer bops him away from his team. The Leap of Faith, it's gonna be good. And Kael'thas eats a Stormbolt to the face. Unfortunately, the side of More Than a Fish cannot find a kill. What's up, Dark Monkey? Gravity Labs out from Kael'thas immediately. Fog trying to back away. We do have that in the rhythm for Tychus. He's got about 4.5 seconds of minigun time. A little bit less than that. Also, Rhaegar, we didn't really talk about it, did go Lightning Shield at level 1, that Stormcaller. And Yrel and Ragnaros still bopping back and forth in top lane. No 10 talent here. Seems like channel will be held over to the side of More Than a Fish. Tychus trying to inch his way into this. Good grenade bops Diablo towards him, but the priority's still into the wave clear. Little overkill. Activated. Genji Deflect is out as well. The High Man gets a good Dwarf Toss out. Not a whole lot of mana on this Diablo, or on this Muradin. And I do believe, yeah, he's got well to tap. You can see that healing over time at the top of your screen. Same thing with Rhaegar, and it looks like Yrel might have tapped well on top. Well, our 10s are almost here for the side of More Than a Fish. Ragnaros is the target of a whole lot of pain. And a third kill will be achieved by More Than a Fish. Let's cycle through those other numbers, chat, because I'm sure you want to take a look at the damage, healing, and experience thus far on map number 2 in this Heroes Lounge game. Minigun activated. Look at Tychus. Look at Tychus. Look at Tychus just standing still. 3 enemies around. Nothing into Tychus at all. Oh, man. Living the dream out here. Probably picked up quite a few stacks on that one. Ancestor Healing activated onto Muradin. Does have his avatar out. Minigun activated again. I do like that he stopped autoing into Genji with that Deflect active. Another Zerg wave will pop up. This time going to be in top lane as it does swap sides every single time. Yrel going to try and push that up. There is, once again, a Bane, an Ultra, but a bottom lane fort will go down. Seems like we have a rotation into top to hard push into this. Ragnaros' Molten Core is activated. Tychus heroic damage going to the moon. I'll have to actually double check into that. I was looking at something else while we were cycling through the numbers there. 10s are up and available for our right side team. More Than a Fish looking to pressure onto Chirps. Genji tries to back away. Muradin goes in to get the kill, but Tychus snipes it with a grenade. And this top lane fort will go down. Double structures will be taken out from More Than a Fish in this Zerg wave. Second one of the game. Oh no, I don't know if Ragnaros is in a good position. The auto attacks from Muradin giving the Stormbolt cooldown reduction. And this is a dead Ragnaros as well. More Than a Fish rocketing through top lane. And speaking of rockets, we've got a Commandeer Odin to be summoned to continue the siege. Commandeer Odin does outrange structure so he can safely poke with those Guardians. Muradin pulled over the wall, but it doesn't really matter. He's got he's got his Dwarf Toss, no Avatar available for another 5 seconds, but the sidewalls and the gate are all being taken down. The Guardian's going to be cleared out, and it seems like with a Ragnaros top lane lava wave, things are being slightly disengaged. Well, they're trying to disengage. Yrel avoids the Apocalypse, walks right into a Gravity Lapse. Chirp's trying to get out of here with a Dragon Blade. And it seems like absolutely he will be able to use that last swipe of the Dragon Blade to exit the team fight. Oh, it was 38 7-minute mark. It is 40 rounding. It's 45.3 right now at 9 minutes and 40 some seconds. 9 minutes 50 seconds. It's around 45,800. 115 stacks for Tychus, so he's doubled his minigun time. He's at over 6 seconds of minigun activatable time. Sorry. Oh, the chat. White main activates her heroic. The siege continues in bottom lane. Commandeer Odin. There's a camp right behind this. There's a camp for the top lane as well. Ragnaros is forced to use Molten Core. And the Ragnarok missiles and Annihilation poke at the fort front gate. But there's a rotation of... Oh, wait. Is there a rotation of boss? 13 talent tier advantage. White main is going to go Subjugation, level 13, pretty standard. The expectation is Shared Punishment at 16, so you get the double Subjugation value. So if you see someone's model reduce in size, that is the subjugation going out. Speaking of things going out, there's a huge Apocalypse. Light Bomb onto Ragnaros as well. Lava Wave pushes in through bottom. That might have been a misclick, as top lane does have that camp on to keep front gate. Ragnaros finishes his level 1 and will fall to white main. The High Man is so... The High Man should have died. He gets a... I think that was a max range Stormbolt. Gets the setup for a double kill. Tychus having a blast right now at 142 stacks. Genji gets the Swift Strike out. Grenade. Oh! Searing Lash takes down Tychus. 0-9 in kills. Things are looking rough on the left-hand side, and I think we're going to see a boss plus the objective. Also, as a note, boss should go to the more well-defended lane, should operate in the same way of Battlefield of Eternity. Sometimes it does not. Sometimes that actually doesn't happen. But either way, we should see Zerg Wave plus boss bottom lane. This could be the momentum they need just to end the map right here, right now. It's also no 13 talents here on the left-hand side. Murden goes in. Nice gravity lapse to meet. And Diablo gets the delay, but he will be punished for it, I expect. Oh no, it doesn't look like he will. Divine Reckoning out from white main. Ragnaros chasing out as well. The boss is still working its way through bottom lane. We will have a bit of a split fight. Rhaegar and white main trying to step in. Skara X is low. The activation of Apocalypse from Diablo. Swift Strike in from Genji. Murden chasing in. Does he have the Stormbolt? Gravity Lapse. Righteous Hammer. Actually, Kael'thas is split from the gate. Diablo goes down. No souls to consume. Chirps to fall as well. I would expect one to be split off for the bottom lane channel, and the rest hard siege top or bottom lane with this boss. Maybe even look for end. This is a guaranteed keep, in my opinion, with the Commandeer Odin and the Archangel. Murden goes in deep trying to chase down Kael'thas. You see some pings to try and chase him down. This is a little greedy, I do feel. Lava Wave, a bit too early. It's not going to catch any of the Zerg Wave that comes out of the pen. I don't think it will. Let's see. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. The Lava Wave expires. Oh, the thing is, talking about things that expire, we will see the keep falling as well. Commandeer Odin should go down, or has already gone down. Sorry, I was looking at the Archangel like it was Commandeer Odin. No, that's already expired. We have core shielding starting to drop, and here comes the Zerg Wave through the bottom lane. Genji falls as well. Yrel pops Ardent Defender. She's going to tank a bunch of damage back to full HP. The shielding is down. The Archangel will fall as well. Subjugation, Shared Punishment, jumping over to Diablo from that Ragnaros. Murden fell somewhere, and this is going to be map number 2 over to the side of More Than a Fish. GG, well played. They take the series 2-0. All right, how many stacks are